What's going on, guys? My name is Miss Birch, and welcome back. We're here, as always, talking about math. Of course we are. So, to get started, what we always do is we're going to start by reading our standards and our objectives. So, let's do it. I'm going to share my screen, and I got a doozy for you today. It's very long, but we're going to go over it. Here we go. Express the length of an object as a whole number of length units. By laying multiple copies of a shorter object end to end, understand that the length measurement of an object is the number of same-size length units that span it with no gaps or overlaps. Limit to context where the object being measured is spanned by a whole number of length units with no gaps or overlaps. So that is a mouthful. But basically, we're going to be using specific manipulatives to get our measurements. So we'll see that real soon. But let's get to our objectives. So, as always, I'm going to say it first, then we're going to say it together. You ready? Perfect. I can accurately measure different objects. Together, I can accurately measure different objects. Nice job. All right, next we have I can use manipulatives to find measurements. Altogether, I can use manipulatives to find measurements. Nice job. So I'm going to come back for a sec. So we're talking about measurement. We talked about it last lesson. We're going to be talking about it today. Probably going to be talking about it a little bit more. So before we get started, we're going to practice our math fluency, and it is a fun one today. I did something a little bit different. We're going to watch a video that I made, and we're going to practice our math fluency. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch a video that rolls a dice for us, and what our goal is to write down the equations and solve them. So if I roll, let's say a 2, the first equation I'm going to have is 2 plus 0. And what's 2 plus 0? It's 2. Nice job. But then I'm going to roll it again. Let's say it's 5. What's my equation going to be? It's going to be 2 plus 5. And 2 plus 5 is 7. So we're going to take our answer, and it's going to be our new equation. So let's say I roll a 3. 7 plus 3 is 10. And we're going to keep doing that and rolling a dice until we get to 21. So my first warning, though, is that we're going to be going through this a little bit quickly. So if you do need that extra time, please pause the video after each roll and then try to solve it on your own. But if you think you can keep up, beautiful. I know you can. Keep up that practice. So I'm going to share my screen one more time, and we're going to start our fluency. Here we go. All right, so now we're going to try the dice. All right, so as you can see, we have our 6 right here, but we're going to roll it, and then we are going to get started by adding it to 0 and then on top. Here we go. Our first number is 6. So 6 plus 0 equals 6. Nice job. Perfect. Next roll. All right, so now we're going to do 6 plus 5. 6 plus 5 is 11. Nice job. All right, let's roll again. Ready? Perfect. All right, so we have 11 plus 2. Easy peasy. We know that is 13. Right. Nice job. Let's roll it again. All right. Uh-oh. Now we have 13 plus 6. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video. This is a big jump. Let's see if we can just count on. Okay, you ready? Lock 13 in your brain. 13. Okay, count up 6. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 13 plus 6 is 19. We're almost there. All right, let me play the video again. All right, let's get rolling one more time. Hopefully we'll get to 21. We know we will. Oh my gosh, how convenient. 19 plus 2 is 21 on the money. Nice job. We went from 6 all the way to 21. I know this moves a little bit quickly, but we can always pause the video if we need to and take our time. So after the first rule, pause it. Take a second, figure it out, write it down. And same thing for the next rule. All you gotta do is pause the video and go at your own pace. This is just a little bit quick once we get our math fluency down. So perfect. All right, let's try another one. Okay, here we go. And let's start. First rule, we'll get 4. So 4 plus 0 is, 4. Nice job. So then our second rule, 4 plus 2. What's 4 plus 2? 6. We know that. Nice job. So our next rule, 6 plus 4. We know that because that makes an even 10. Nice job. And because of our 10 plus math facts, we know 10 plus 3 equals 13. Nice job. So next, this is an easy one. 13 plus 2 is 15. Run out of room. Whoa, let's pause. So the next one is 15 plus 6. Oh my gosh, that's a big jump. So let's do what we gotta do. Pause the video if you need to. If I'm going too quickly, pause the video. But right now, we're gonna pause together, and we're gonna work through this together. Let's lock 15 in our brain. 15. And let's count up. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Nice job. So we went from 15 all the way to our endpoint of 21. Nice job. All right, let's do it one more time just because we're having so much fun. All right, here we go. All right, so we got our first number, 4 again. We know 4 plus 0 equals 4. Perfect. Next, 4 plus 2. Easy peasy. Well, that's 6. All right, 6 plus 5 equals 11. Incredible. Super easy. 11 plus 1 equals 12. All right. Oh, these are easy ones too. 12 plus 2 equals 14. All right. And 14 plus 2 is 16. Next, oh my gosh, we're running out of room. 16 plus 4 is, well, that makes 20. Oh my gosh. Well, we know we're going to get to the 21 spot right now. So the next roll is 6. Oh my gosh. So 20 plus 6 equals 26. Nice job, you guys. Incredible. That's hard stuff. It goes really quick, but you guys are crushing it. But once you get that fluency down, you're going to be like, ooh, that's 6 plus 1, 7. 5 plus 5, 10. You're going to be crushing it. You're going to be going so well with that fluency. So now that we're done with our fluency, let's get into our application problem or our lovely, lovely word problem. So I'm going to share my screen and let's read it. There we go. Let me make myself visible. There we go. All right, here we go. Joe ran a string from his room to his sister's room to measure the distance between them. When he tried to use the same string to measure the distance from his room to his brother's room, the string didn't reach. Which room was closer to Joe's room, his sister's or his brother's? Let's brainstorm. What is the important information I need to know? What is the question that this word problem is asking me? How am I going to solve this problem? Let's read it again. Joe ran a string from his room to his sister's room to measure the distance between them. When he tried to use the same string to measure the distance from his room to his brother's room, the string didn't reach. Which room was closer to Joe's room? His sister's or his brother's? All right, I'm coming back and let's talk about it. All right, so what we know is that Joe ran a string from his sister's room to his room to measure the distance. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw some doors. Let's draw Joe's door. I'm going to put J for Joe right there. There we go. Now he ran a string all the way to his sister's room. And that string made it. So I'm going to put, we don't know Joe's sister's name, but I'm going to just put an S for his sister. He ran a string all the way to his room to her room. And it worked. But when he tried to do it again from his room to his brother's room, it didn't quite make it. Right? So if we draw his room all the way over here, put B for brother. So what was the problem asking us? What was the question we were being asked? So the question was, which room was closer to Joe's room? His sister's or his brother's? So we know that he had a string that could reach to his sister's room, but it couldn't quite reach to his brother's room. So whose room was closer? His brother or his sister's? His sister's. And how do you know that? Well, he took the string and he measured it out and it reached his sister's room. Then he took that same string and he measured it from his room to his brother's room and it didn't make it. Why didn't it make it? Because he used the same string. String doesn't just get magically longer when you need it to. So his tool of measurement was a certain distance, but it wasn't as long as he wanted it to be to get from his room to his brother's room. So he would need a longer string. You see the difference in size? Got one end point right here, one right here, one right here. He was going to need a much bigger string. Nice job. These word problems are a little bit different from when we first started because we're not asking to set up an equation. It's asking us about context. It's asking us to solve things not super numerically, but we want to use our brains to figure out what are they asking us and how can I make it visual to solve it. Nice job. Okay, so next, before we get into our next part, I'm going to show you another video. And we are going to be working with manipulatives. If you don't know what a manipulative is, it is something that we use that we can touch and use to measure or to count or whatever we need to do. And since we're at home or we're wherever we're at, we might not have manipulatives. So I made a quick video about how to make it if you're at home or wherever you're at. If you have the time, if you have the materials that you need, let's make it. But it's a really quick video and it's explaining why we're going to use them. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to watch it together. All right, we're going to be making some blocks today. So what you're going to need is a piece of paper, just like that, nice, and some colored pencils. So if you have those, go grab something. It doesn't have to be colored pencils, could be markers, could be crayons, whatever you got, and we're going to get started. So we're going to decorate this piece of paper however we want. How exciting. And I'm going to speed up my process. I'm just going to do a rainbow to start off, but we are going to color it however we want, and that is going to be step number 1. So you guys go ahead and get started doing that. All right, we are finishing that up. It looks great. Perfect. So next, we're going to need a pair of scissors. Once you get those, Great job. If you need someone to help you with those scissors, please pause the video and go do that right now. But for now, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna cut down my paper to get different strips of color. So I'm gonna have a red one, just like this. And now that that's done, I'm gonna cut the next one, which is gonna be orange. And once you're done with this, you're gonna keep going down the line, get all those different colors in strips, but I'm only gonna do these two for right now. So next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna measure out a specific amount of space. It's about an inch or so. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mark it with a pencil just like this. And then we're gonna take our scissors and very carefully cut it into a square. Perfect. All right, and then you're gonna take that square and you're going to flip it over so you can see the two different colors, and you're gonna do it a couple more times, just like this. So you're measuring out the same exact square. Perfect. Let's do it again. And just like that. All right, and I want you guys to take your time with this part. There's no rush. We're gonna be careful with those scissors, right? And if we need help, we're gonna ask an adult or whoever's around us if they can help us. So now that we have a couple more done, I'm gonna do one more, and then we're gonna speed up our process so we can get to our lesson. Are you guys ready? All right, let's speed it up. Ready? All right, now I'm calling them all out. We're gonna do the same thing to our orange one, doing the same exact thing. Nice job. Keep up the good work. All right, now that I have all of them, you're gonna grab the rest of your paper. You're gonna do the same thing with each of these colors. Great job, guys. All right, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that video. It's very informative, and it's good to have those manipulatives on hand when we're measuring and doing other things. So when we're in the classroom, we usually use blocks, and those blocks are called centimeter cubes. But because maybe we don't have them on hand, I definitely don't have them on hand, we made these, and they're just about the same size, maybe a little bit bigger, but they're still great resources to have to help us measure today. Perfect. So let's get to measuring. I'm going to show this video. We're going to measure a couple things and see how it works. All right, I'm going to share my screen again. Here we go. All right, now that we got our blocks done, we're going to get to measuring. You ready? I knew it. All right, so we're going to use our blocks to measure out some items. So the first item I have for you guys is a marker. So how many blocks do you think it's going to take to measure out a whole marker? Well, let's look at our endpoints first. That's where we start and end our measurement, right? Right, nice job. So let's measure it out. I'm going to push those out of the way and let's align it. We want to make sure it's nice and even with our endpoint. Is that even? It's okay. Let's scooch it over just a little bit. Perfect. All right, so let's add another one. So we have 1, 2, and we're going to make sure that's nice and close. 3, 4. So now if you're looking at it, it extends out past 4. So this one's going to be about 4. Because the marker's a little bit shorter than the rest of the blocks, that's where it's going to lie. It's not going to be 3, it's going to be about 4. Nice job. All right, you ready for the next one? Here we go. So up next for you guys, I have 1 piece of gum. So again, take a look. How many blocks do you think it's going to take to measure this out? So let's give it a try. So I'm going to grab 1 block, put it right at my end point, right? Because that's where we go. We got 1 right at our end point. Then I'm going to grab another one right at my other end point. That matches up with my end point really well. You see how perfectly that is? So that measures out to be 2 blocks. Nice job. All right, let's keep going. What's next for us? We have, how about this? My favorite pair of sunglasses. All right, so this one's a little weird object, doesn't lay flat. But as always, we gotta look at our object and we gotta find our endpoint, just like that. And that's how we're gonna accurately measure. So let's take 1 block, make sure it's nice and aligned. Perfect. There's 2 and 3. Nice job. Make sure they're nice and close together.
There's 4, 4. See how they perfectly match up with my endpoints? So we know that this is exactly 4. Nice job. All right, I got 2 more for you. You ready? Next one is tough. We have a little dog treat. So off the bat, how many blocks do you think this is going to take to measure? I think you guys might be right. Let's measure it out. Ready? All right, I'm going to grab 1 block, meet at my endpoint. Well, look at that. Look at that endpoint. It meets up perfectly. It's a little bit less than our block is, so it's going to be about 1. Nice job. This stuff is tough, guys, and you guys are keeping up with it really well. So I got 1 more for you. Here it is. Are you ready? It's a big one. We have a spatula. Oh my gosh, I don't even know if we'll have enough blocks to find the accurate measurement of this. So remember, we always got to start our measurements by finding our endpoints. There and there. Nice job. All right, so let's find our measurements. We're going to grab 1 block right there. Make sure it's nice and aligned with our first endpoint. 2, nice and close. 3, 4, 5. Oh my gosh, there's so many. 6, 7, 8. Oh man. And 9. So, how many did we get from endpoint to endpoint? Let's count it out. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, that was a lot. We had 9. Nice job, guys. Keep up the good work, and let's get back to our lesson.
All right, wasn't that super fun? I couldn't agree more. So hold on to those manipulatives for right now because we're going to be using them a little bit later and maybe even in our next lesson. So don't lose them. All right, so I think now it's actually a perfect time for a break. So I'm going to let you pause the video and let you come go get some food, go get some water, go do what you got to do, and then come back to me. But if you don't want to do that, you want to keep rolling on through and keep measuring stuff because who doesn't want to always measure things? I know. You can stick around right now. We're going to go start right now. So I'm going to give you about 5 seconds to decide if you're going to take a break or not. All right? Welcome back if you took a break. If not, let's keep going. All right. So we're going to keep practicing with our measurements. So I want to say this before we get into it, is that depending on what type of screen you're working on, the next couple things we're going to be measuring might be different. So we might get a similar answer or we might get a different answer. It all depends on what you are watching this on. But I just wanted to give that as a warning because just because maybe we don't get the same one, and we might be still measuring correctly, right? I just wanted to let you guys know, but let's get started. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. There we go. So I'm going to read this for you. Oh, actually, let me make myself visible. Hello. All right. So the cow sticker is blank centimeter cubes long. Okay. So I want you guys to take a look at this. What is the first thing you should be thinking of? Of course, where are my endpoints? So if we're measuring this sticker, and luckily, even though this is a circle sticker, they give us some endpoints right here. Let me grab this. We have an endpoint right here, an endpoint right here. Perfect. All right, so now what I'm going to ask you guys to do is to take those manipulatives that you have that we just made and we just practiced measuring. We're going to do the same thing with them. Okay? All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to take our manipulatives and whatever screen you're looking at, you're going to hold them up and go from endpoint to endpoint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark where my endpoints are so you guys can see where mine are. So let me get my marker. There we go. I'm going to hold mine up to my screen. All right, and there's my first mark. So it's going to go from endpoint to endpoint. So that's my first one. Then I'm going to slide it over and mark my second one. So I have this endpoint to this endpoint. So far, so good. All right. Oh, this is a pretty big sticker. So I have a couple more. There we go. And then, uh-oh, this one comes all the way out over here. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to just count out in between my lines. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But as you can see right here, this extends out past. So what I'm going to do, instead of having a specific number, I'm going to say this is about 5, because yes, it's so close to being 5. So it's not quite 5, but it's about 5. So I'm going to just put 5 right here. Just like that. Did you guys get the same answer? Awesome. If not, you definitely did the measuring right. We just maybe got somewhere lost on the size of our screen, right? But nice job. Let's do the next one. Clear this. And we're going to do that again. All right, so now here's this one. So this one says, the vase is blank centimeter cubes long. Okay, so what's the first thing we need to look for? Our endpoints. Nice job. So where are our endpoints? They're right here, right here, right? Okay, so let me clear that, and I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to take my manipulative, and I'm going to mark where I get it. So I'm starting at this endpoint right here. Mark it like this. That's our first one. All right, you ready? 1. There we go. And then, as like I did before, I'm going to fill this in. So I see. So I'm going to fill it in like I did before. There's 1, 2. And see how this one right here, it matched up perfectly with my endpoint, right? So we have an even 2. No more, no less, 2. So then I'm going to write a 2 right there. Nice job. All right, let me clear this, and let's do the next one. All right, so this one is a little different. So I'm going to read the directions first, and then we'll work on it together. So this one says, circle the picture that shows the correct way to measure. All right, so let's look at this first one. Let's look at A. So it says that it's 3 centimeter cubes long. Do you agree with this, or do you disagree with this? And if you disagree, why do you say that? Okay, think about it. What's the first thing we need to think about when we're measuring? Our endpoints. So let's double check it. I see an endpoint right here, ooh, right here, and I see an endpoint right here. So now we got to ask ourselves, are these cubes right here, are they matching up with an endpoint, either of them? No. So is this going to be the most accurate measurement? No. Nice job. But now let's double check the second one. The second one says that it's 5 centimeter cubes long. So let's double check our endpoints. We got 1 right here and 1 right here. Okay. So are these blocks right here meeting at the endpoints? Yeah, you can see right here, I can draw a line and it meets up, draw a line and it meets up. And that way they got 2 extra ones. They had 3 over here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got the most accurate measurement with letter B. All right, nice job. So for the next part of this equation though, it asks, how would you fix the picture that shows an incorrect measurement? So think about what we just did, how we found if it was accurate or not, and what would you change for picture A? Nice job. You would fix it by pushing the cubes to one point, endpoint, or the other, because they have to be starting at an endpoint, or else we won't get an accurate measurement. Nice job. All right. So let me come back to you guys for a quick second. All right. So as always, I like to give you guys an equation or a problem to solve on your own for a couple minutes, and I still have that for you. But because measurement is pretty easy, we know how to do it, we know what we're doing. We're going to do it measurement style. So I'm going to show you a screen with 8 equations on it. Equations. 8 different things to measure, essentially. And I'm going to give you 3 minutes. That doesn't mean you have to rush. You don't have to beat the time. I just want to give you guys 3 minutes to try to measure 8 things. If you need to pause it, of course, pause the video, take your time, come back, because guess what? I'm going to be here waiting for you anyways. So I'm going to show my screen one last time, and we're going to try it for 3 minutes. You think you can do it? You got your manipulatives? If you don't have a manipulative, maybe a paper strip or a string, maybe like a shoelace. What you gotta do? Right now we're working with these manipulatives, okay? So that's what I'm gonna be measuring mine off of. So let me share my screen. There we go. Let me show myself. Hello. All right, so here we go. This is your problem set. So I'm gonna set a timer for 3 minutes, and I'm gonna let you guys try and solve all of these, okay? Remember, what are we looking for? Our endpoints. All right, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. Good luck. All right, you're about 30 seconds in. All right, we are 1 minute in. We got 2 more to go. Keep it up. All right, we are halfway done. Where are you at? Are you doing well? I know you are. Okay, 1 minute left. Keep it up. You have 30 seconds left. Okay, you have 10 seconds. Let's start wrapping it up. You ready for the countdown? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Nice job. So where are we at? Think you did a good job? I know you did a good job. All right, so I'm going to share my screen again. I just want to come back and say hello, good job, congratulations. And I'm going to display myself, and we're going to do the same method of how we did the measurement as before. I'm going to put my manipulative up on the screen, and I'm going to mark where it matches. Hopefully you got the same thing. If not, though, I know you guys are measuring correctly. I just know we have different screen sizes. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share myself. Hello. And let's do number 1. So let me grab my markers. All right, here we go. Start with blue. So the pencil is blank centimeter cubes long. So as always, what are we looking for? Our endpoints. All right, so now I'm going to take my manipulative. I'm going to hold it up to the screen. All right, I have one right here. I have one right here. So I'm going to say, because the pencil's a little bit longer than my manipulative, it is about 1. Because it's not a big difference, it's a tiny difference. So I'm going to say that this pencil is about 1 centimeter cube long. There we go. All right, let's move on. I'm going to change the color of my marker, make it more fun. So the pan is blank centimeter cubes long. So we need our endpoints. 1 there, 1 there. So I'm going to hold mine up. 1 right here. Oh my gosh, and that worked out perfectly. So I have space right here, and how many do I have? 2. Nice job. Let's change the color again. All right, number 3. The shoe is blank centimeter cubes long. So we need our endpoints. Nice. And I'm going to hold mine up. There we go. It's a little bit off. All right, and I got one right here. So this one's a little bit shorter than 2. So, but since it's not a big difference, I'm going to say it's about 2 centimeter cubes long. Nice job. All right. So net number 4. The bottle is blank centimeter cubes long. All right, so we're looking at this bottle right here. Luckily, they gave us an arrow to make it a little bit easier. So there's one endpoint and another endpoint. Hold mine up. I got 1 and 2 out. There we go. So I got 2 again. Luckily, these aren't too big. Nice job. How's yours looking? Getting about the same? Maybe a little different? All right. The paintbrush is blank centimeter cubes long. So we need this endpoint, right? And this endpoint. Let's measure it. Oh my gosh, I think I know which one this is going to be again. Got 1 right here and 2 right here. 2 again. Oh my gosh, see what I mean? This is why I gave you so many, because a lot of them are just about the same size. All right, let's move that. And let's pick a new color. All right, the bag is how many centimeter cubes long? So just like the bottle, it gave us a lovely little thing right here. All right. I'm gonna mark this one right here. And once again, this is about 1, 2 centimeter cubes long. All right. Nice job. Keep up the good work. So we got 2 more. So the ant is blank centimeter cubes long. Let's measure it. Let's get our endpoints going. Oh, I forgot to change the color. Let's change the color because more fun. So we got 1 endpoint. That's a little tail right back here. I think those are its legs. I'm not a science teacher. I'm a math teacher. All right. So I'm going to measure it right here. I got 1 right here. And 1 all the way. Oh my gosh, it goes on the bag. So it's not quite 2. It extends into the 2 area right here. But it's so little. I'm going to say that this ant is about 1 centimeter long. Nice job. All right, and last but not least, let's Pick another color. Oop, there we go. The cupcake is blank centimeters long. So again, we got a nice little arrow going. My screen doesn't go that low, but I'm going to hold mine up. And I got one right at the bottom right here. My endpoint comes all the way up here. So just like the ant, this is not big enough to say that it's 2 centimeter cubes long. It's about 1. See, we did 8 problems in 3 minutes. We've got this. You guys did so well today. Considering how hard it is to learn measurement like this, you guys are doing a great job. So I'm gonna come back, hello. All right, so that is all for me today, guys. And as always, I can't leave you guys without asking you at least a couple questions. So here are my questions. The first question I have for you is, how do we accurately measure an object? What do we need to measure it accurately? We need to find the endpoints of the object. Because if we just put our measurement, let's say we want to measure my hand, are we going to start right here? No. Because then I could put one there, I could put one here. It's not going to make sense. We're going to start at our endpoint right here or right here. Nice job. One more question for you, and that is, what are these blocks called? Yes, they're called manipulatives, but we used a specific name for these today. They are called centimeter cubes because they are about the size of a centimeter. These are a little bit bigger than a centimeter, I'll be honest. But when we're in the classroom and we're using those manipulatives that are actual blocks, those are centimeter cubes. So nice job today, guys. I'm so proud of you. I know this is tough. You guys are doing such a great job keeping up with it. So I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.